Howdy, folks, and welcome to another day in the Milky Way. And tonight we got another great show for you. And might be a short one, might be a long one. I haven't really decided yet, but I want to thank you all for being here. You know, I don't do that enough. But tonight we're going to be talking about the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu. I always want to say that wrong, but Lao Tzu. Anyway. Tonight, I'm going to be scanning out of this book. And as you can see by the little marks, I've done a lot of research on this book. Have I finished it? Not yet, but I'm working on it. But I thought it was a good one. But we're going to be doing some shorts out of here. So for the next few days, you can be counting on me to be bringing you some of this stuff. And we're going to go through each one of these. It's just short and it's sweet and right to the point. Now, what is this Tao Te Ching or Tao Te Ching? Tao Te Ching, it doesn't really matter which way you say it. It all means the same thing, the way. Okay, so what is this? This is, I'm going to put it over here so I can see it. This is the Tao Te Ching, is a foundational text in both physiological and religious forms of Taoism alongside the Zuhunaski, I don't know, Zingini, whatever. It's also a strong influence for others. What is the purpose of the Tao Te Ching? The Tao Te Ching presents a way of life intended to restore harmony and tranquility to a kingdom racked by widespread disorders. Doesn't that sound like today's world? The verses of the Tao Te Ching are written in ancient Chinese, which is very different from English. The abstraction and logic are not distinguished marks of the Chinese language. Hence, it's less rigid than English, and there are very few formal or very much structure to it. It's not that complicated, people. Is there a good explanation for all of this? The Tao is the foundational text of Taoism. The spiritual text was written as a poem and has been translated and interpreted by many over the years. The book discusses the nature of the Tao objectively and balance, not action. Balance. Get that, people? Balance. The in-between. Not right or left, but the in-between. Non-action and harmonious living. Yeah, what more can you ask for? The Tao Te Ching is a Chinese classic text, foundational work of Taoism, written around 400 BC, as best they can figure, and traditionally credited to the sage Lao Tzu, or through the text authorship dated of composition and data compilations. A long time ago. 4th century BC, let's just say that. He was, and here I'll present something to you guys. This is kind of funny. But anyway, oops, I shrunk the whole darn thing. Hope I didn't get rid of all that. Anyway, there we go. But most of the time, you're going to get this little old man who's riding. And I'll tell you a little bit of story about this. And here we go. Wait a minute. Okay. I think I got to switch this. I got to do this and this. Got a lot of buttons here to click, people. Well, let's start here. Let's start at this one. And then we'll work our way down. Okay. So we'll get to here and click some more. And sorry, guys, it's just been taking me forever. And I don't know why it's doing what it's doing, because it's changing colors on me. Anyway, it's about this little old man. Is there something familiar about this little old man? White beard, old with robes. All he needs is a cane. And he'd be called, he looked like God, right? The Christian God guy. Anyway, old Chinese dude, We'll just put it that way. And really wise, as you can tell, white hair and all. A wise man. How, just like always, they portray a wise man, always has a beard, white hair, looks old. Well, you got to be old to be wise. Is that so true, or is it true? At least he looks happy for the most part. These are the ways he's depicted, one way or another. Anyway, here's the story. The story is he was leaving China. He was headed for a remote spot, riding a cow or a bull or an ox or something. When he came along a sage or a man at a gate, this guy, and the guy said, "Where are you going?" And he says, "Oh, wise man, where are you going?" And the wise man says, "I'm getting the heck out of here. Place has gone crazy. Too many people want to do what they want to do. Nobody pays attention to the real words of logic anymore. There's no balance in the world. I got to get out of here." Sounds like all those people in California. But I digress. Anyway, the point is that he's going along. The guy gets a hold of him and he says, "Oh, you're a wise man." "Yes, I am." "So what is it that you're doing?" And he tells him a few things here and there. And the guy there that's kneeling on the ground says, "Well, can you do me a favor? Before you leave for the mountains to live out your days and get away from this hellhole that I'm living in, would you let me pen down your wisest words?" And the little old man said, "Not a bad idea. I think I will." So he did. He got off his little bull. He sat down, stayed a few days, and wrote down 5,000 words of the Tao Te Ching. And there you go. Which is the balance and harmony of nature, the yin and the yang. We should blunt our sharp points and unravel the complications of things. We should attemper our brightness and bring ourselves into agreement with the obscurity of others. How pure and still the Tao is, as it would ever so continue. So what is this Tao that we're talking about? What is the Tao? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It is the way. Oops. This here is the book that I am reading out of, right here. The Tao Te Ching, Taoism Explained. So if you want to know where I'm getting all this from, you can look it up yourself and get your own book off of Amazon or eBay or wherever you'd like to, because that's just the way things are. Okay, now I don't have the words to all of this, but I can read it to you as we start out hither, not thither. Okay, the legend of the Lao Tzu and the Tao Te Ching. Okay, what is this? First off, what is this? Let's take the first reading. The way. That's what the Tao is the way. The way that can be walked is not eternal way. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The nameless is the beginning of heaven and earth. The name is the mother of all things. Therefore, free from desire, you see the mystery. Full of desire, you see manifestations. These two have the same origin, but different in name. That is the secret of secrets, the gate to all mysteries. Well, what does this all mean? Lao Tzu begins his writing about the Tao, the way, by stating that the written word cannot be encompassed, the real thing. The workings of the way are hidden behind what we can observe. It was present at the dawn of time and the birth of the universe, but it's visible only through what has been created out of it. In accordance with it, the whole world and all its creatures, all the creatures, the whole world and all the creatures is the way. The Tao is the way the universe works. Well, there you go. But that also means it can be understood by observing what can be observed, the manifestations. When we indulge in the world as we perceive it, we might be blinded by the splendor and magnitude of it all, but we do witness the workings of the way. So every time you see the wind blow, you see rainfall, you see something going on, animal running across the yard, it's the way. When you have bad luck or good luck, it's the way. All of it's the way. Which is we don't see the interior, but the surface. Still, its shapes reveal a lot about what it covers. If we want to see beneath the surface into what really makes up the world, we have to detach ourselves from the attraction of the surface. When we distance ourselves from the world as if we are not all part of it, then we can see through it. The mystery of its true nature becomes evident. See? So when we're in the world, this is my recollection of it. I don't care what you think, but this is my opinion. And you can go with it if you want. So when you're a part of the world, you're in the soap opera. But when you make yourself invisible, then you're watching the soap opera. You get it? Okay, this is like an echo of Buddhism. Yes, it sounds like Buddhism, Christianity, and all those other ones. Although preceding it, truth is revealed to the one who detaches himself from the world, not tempted by anything in it, and not distracted by any of its phenomena. Now, how many of you can tell me that you have not been distracted by anything in this world? Sorry, I don't see anybody's hand. Yeah, no, not you. Put your hand down. I know that you're cheating. Okay, because we allow ourselves to be consumed by the world, we can't see it clearly. If we cease to look at the world for what we hope or fear that it will be to us, then we can see what it really is, its true nature, which is the way. So take yourself out of this world. And I don't mean like take yourself out. I mean, step back from it. Look from a distance. Imagine yourself watching everything going on from 1,000 feet, then 10,000 feet, then 100,000 feet, and see how different the world looks. You're in the world, but you're not part of it. And see all the things. Does anything bother you then? We don't have to see through the world to imagine living in it. The manifestation is an expression of the way, so it's kind of real and essential as the way itself, like two sides of a coin. You get it? Two sides of a coin. The world can be understood from its surface as well as from its interior. Descriptive words will differ, but the world and its workings remain the same. The surface is just as real as what lies beneath it. They reveal one another. None exists without the other, so none is superior or inferior. So do you get that? Two sides of a coin. You got the top and you got the bottom. They're both sides of the coin. You got to quit looking at heads and tails. They're just two sides of the coin. And then what's in the interior? Just the metal, which is the same as the front and the back. It's all the same thing. Once you realize what it is, then you will see the bigger picture. It's just a coin, heads or tails. Doesn't matter. It's a piece of metal. Step back. Yes, it's just a vibration. It's an illusion. You see, the farther you go back, you start looking at it differently. Opposites. We tend to think in opposites, light or dark, high or low, hot or cold, and so on. This is fine as a method of getting acquainted with the world and beginning to understand how it works. But when we make judgments, calling one opposite good and the other bad, we are mistaken. They complement and depend on each other, even when one of them seems obviously superior. Neglecting the other is unzum. Oh, well, anyway. Many belief systems praise the spirit and condemn the body, but the latter is the vessel of the former. They depend on each other. A spirit without a body cannot act, nor can a body without a spirit. I think that's where the soul comes in. The Taoists treat each according to its nature. Both of them need concern and nourishment. Whichever one is neglected, both will suffer. The unity of surface and interior also tells us that we should not make them contradict. If you pretend to be something that you are not, then your outside and inside are in conflict. Yeah, that's not good. Somewhere along the way, you will break. That's why I always say, be honest to yourself and be honest to everybody around you. Be a real person. It's kind of like when you go out on a date, you meet a girl, you put on the girl puts on a bunch of makeup, she dresses up, and you dress up, and you put on some smelling shaving stuff and shave and comb your hair and do all these things. And then you go out, you have a good time, and you say, wow, yeah, she was great, and blah, 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 blah. And then 2 weeks later, you guys meet up, and, well, she don't have all that makeup on, and her hair ain't done. You're kind of disappointed because she doesn't have any good clothes on, and she's kind of looking kind of like a bum. And you're looking like a bum because you stink. And you didn't shave, you got a 3-day beard going on. You're wearing an old ball cap and some holey jeans. That's your real self, buddy. That's her real self. Now do you see the same person, or do things change? That's what it's saying. Okay. But the companions are okay. When we accept that the mystery and the manifestations mirror each other, the secret is revealed. We can understand all. What you see is what you get, but you have to truly see it for what it is. I guess that's one of those things where they say you go to bed with a 10 and you wake up with a 2. The real self. That's what they're talking about, people. The real self. Some people are not the real self. And they put on this false face. The world puts on a false face. They tell you one thing, oh, everything's great out there. The stock market's up and blah, blah, blah. But yet you look around and go, everybody's losing their job. The banks are closing. The stores are emptying food. Who's lying to you? Okay, just keep watching CNN. Okay, the manifestations become clear when you observe them with the light. Yay, it's Dairy Queen. I love it. Okay, see, it's all propaganda. The mystery appears when you detach yourself from the world and empty your mind. You will discover the unity, something and nothing, embrace and become all. It's like going to McDonald's after you've seen that commercial with the Big Mac burger, and it's like bigger than you get your hands around, and then you get there and it's two little patties on some bread that you don't even, that tastes like rubber, and it doesn't even smell good, and then it's as big as a $50, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I paid for this. So that's what things are here today. It's the way. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, and we're going to stop share here. It's all about balance, things in nature. It's about all those doohickeys put together, everything around you. You don't have to search for the way. It's already there. Just like, and then it's you, yourself. If you have a body, which all of us do, that's a given, we have to take care of our body. Eat some vitamins, eat some good food, put lotion on your chapped hands that are all, weather cracked, things like that, because, that makes our body healthy and better. I'm not a doctor, so don't listen to me about whatever to do, but you got to do what you got to do to keep your body healthy. Put it that way. Eating good food is just a given. You want to eat healthy, good food keeps the body good. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that. But then, are you taking care of the spirit side of you? What is that? How many people take care of your spirit side? Huh? Do you meditate? Do you rest and sleep? Do you can't sleep? Well, then do something. Maybe your body's upset. Maybe your spiritual side needs something. Maybe you need to read some books, or maybe you need to meditate. Maybe you need to do a lot of things that you're not doing. But whatever you're not doing is probably what you should be doing. Taking a little time for yourself, could that be something on your spiritual side? I'm not sure what's good for you. Only you know. Only you know what's good for you. So I can't give you any more information than that. You have to figure it out. That's what the whole thing. That's this little guy over here with the white beard right here. This guy. That's how he got to have the white beard and to look all old and wise, is because he learned all this stuff. He learned balance. Maybe he wasn't perfect either. Nobody said he was perfect. I don't know if he even thinks he's perfect. He never says, I'm perfect. Follow me. I'm the way. No, he's not. He didn't say he was. He says the way is everywhere. Don't follow me. The way is everywhere. It's all over the place. You just got to understand it. It's not peeking at you around a corner and saying, hey, what are you doing over there? You don't do right. I'm going to. No, it's more of the, being nice to your neighbor and then your neighbor's nice to you kind of thing. See what I'm saying? Anyway, well, with that, don't let me bore you. Go out and do something nice for your neighbor, or maybe somebody else, a friend. Say something. Call a loved one. It's that time of year. It's getting up to Thanksgiving, and well, that's the kind of things we need to know. So, and do just make life better. So with that, remember, go out, be the frequency you want to receive, everybody.